already protected, but that's powerful. Yamassee tribe as well had a lower and upper chieftain.
Yes.
How massive was this tribe?
Our tribe, the Yamasi tribe, had the largest chieftain. Matter of fact, before, you can look this up, before there was ever a Cherokee upper and lower region, there was the Yamasi upper and lower region. Right now, we've calculated there was well over 400 towns and villages that spanned from the top of North Carolina. Because people fail to realize there was, and see, they try to do is, oh, they're from South Carolina, and no, there was no South Carolina. There was the Carolinas originally.
That is
right.
True. Yep.
And then it expanded over to Alabama and Louisiana, all the way down to Florida.
Wow.
Right? So we went from almost the Midwest all the way over to the Southeast. Why is it no one's questioning? Why don't the Native American people in the Southeast, the Lumbee, name them, right? The Catawba, any of these tribes, Seminole people, why they don't look like the Lakota, the Apache?
On the West Coast.
Yes.
Got you.
Right? That confederacy. We had a unique identity. The Yamasi had one of the largest confederacies there is. And people don't understand that. Why was the Yamasi War so detrimental? Why was it considered the bloodiest war? See, they'll stop and say, when we went, we started out with 19,000 of us. So you mean to tell me 19,000 Yamasi, and people will say, oh, it wasn't just 19,000 Yamasi, it was a conglomeration of different tribes that helped the Yamasi. No, that's not what Oglethorpe and Craven said. They said all these are Yamasi. That's documented. But 19,000 people, I bring all my brothers and warriors, all you all who's watching this, and I say, we're finna go to war. You're just twiddling your thumbs at 19,000. We only killed 400 white people, though, in Charleston.
No.
So it took 19,000 people to kill 400 people.
No.
It wasn't considered the bloodiest war because of their numbers. What they could not do is never look like they were the victims.
That's right.
Which is why our name was also written out of history. Which is why there was no longer Yamasi. We became known as Creek. We're no longer Creek. We became known as Seminoles. You see? Again, back to it. It's always going to go back to the paper genocide.
Wow.
Because they knew at this point, at some point, people going to read. And they're going to see these Negro Indians that wreaked havoc. And then you'll go back to the Seminole history and you'll pull up these Indians who are not identified as African or Black Seminoles. And they are looking dynamically Black. And you'll say the Yamasi were identified as Negroes. In the late 1900s, they still had Seminoles who looked like Negroes. And these are the same Negroes that was fighting. It changes the dynamics and the way of thinking. That we are a warrior society that was peaceful. But we looked a certain type of way. That Confederacy expanded. And you will see it within the realm of the ancient text and identity amongst the Catawba, who people says, the Yamasi are my ancient people. The Cherokee, who has several chiefs that when it came time to go to war said, those are my ancient people. What do they mean by ancient people? You have ancient people in your bloodline. That's why you're here, right?
Yes, sir.
You got to look like them.
Because I came from them.
Because I came from them. So, my point is that it goes way deeper than most people think. And I'm really trying to give enough information that allows them to take contextual portions of what I'm saying, and if they don't get nothing else, oh, that hits home. Oh, that's something I remember him saying. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, wow, let me look that up. I try to give enough information that we can take little bits and pieces, and I hope that everyone, comes back and eventually play this podcast back and don't just listen to it, watch it.
Yeah.
Take notes.
For sure.
Come back, watch it. Damn it, if it takes you making this podcast 1 million views, do that, because there's so much that I'm sharing that you can research for yourself that will give you information. The biggest dishonor we can give to our ancestors is forgetting them. Think about the way they lived back then. Your grandmama, great-grandmamas. Your great-grandmother may have been born in the 1940s or 50s. Your great-grandmother, right? Your grandmother might have been born in the 1970s because of your age.
Yeah.
But your great-great-grandmother was born in 1900s, and in 1900s, they were still hanging black people.
Yeah, actually, my great grandmother, she was born in 1916.
So there you go.
And she would have those stories about lynchings and all of that.
And lynchings and things like that.
Yep.
So we walk today amongst ourselves where our biggest adversary is ourselves. We're more worried about ourselves than we are worried about them, because they have now allowed us to kill ourselves. But there was a point in time in your bloodline where walking past a white person or looking them in their eyes or even having a conversation with them could get you killed. Now, take out electricity, take out cars, take out internet, take out mobile phones, take out gas, propane, take out all the conveniences that we have that our ancestors had to survive in without. And then tell me they don't deserve acknowledgement? That it's not your duty to find out who you are? It's not your duty to honor your ancestors, because if you exist today, that means somebody existed then, and that their struggle was not your struggle that you're crying and bitching about? That every time our women had children, they didn't have doctors. They didn't have people that, it's going to be okay, and pop them in their back with an epidural and stuff like that. No. They had to have babies in the middle of wars. They had to have babies in lakes and creeks where alligators and where blood attracted these animals. They had to have babies during times where they was in transit for freedom. And you mean to tell me they're not worthy of you honoring them and researching them? How dare you? How dare you? While you live comfortably in your designer clothes and your lives. How dare you? The greatest honor you can give your ancestors is to say, I remember you, grandmother. I appreciate what you did. Thank you. You may not know the whole story, just knowing a piece of that story, knowing that the time she lived in, because again, we are not here. We keep forgetting this. We are not here if we did not have an ancestor who lived in the days and times that we read about. That is what it is to be Native. That is what it is to be an Indian. Ceremony for us isn't running around dancing and yelling, hey, hey, and all this. No. It's remembering our ancestors and what they did to survive. It's taking ourselves out the elements, taking ourselves away from cell phones, modern stuff, getting out there in the circle, understanding their dynamics, understanding what they was doing it for, what they was praying for, what they was hoping to invoke. And honoring them. Amongst our people, we have green corn. It's our new year. Our new year is us honoring the first corn, the first ripening of fruits and vegetables. Us asking the Creator, us paying homage to the Creator, that He bestows upon us a fruitful year, no war, no death. Being able to hunt, the deer being plentiful, the beavers being plentiful, fish being plentiful, right? Invoking animal spirits that made us better hunter-gatherers.
Wow.
See, we don't understand what it is. And see, they've made it so mystic and, oh, you're dishonoring my people, and why are you, get out of here. We understand the dynamics of what was really going on. So when we go into ceremony, we're honoring our ancestors. And so much of what your ancestors are is passed on through African-American society. They don't even realize it. New Year. What do you do in the New Year, guys?
Collard greens.
Oh, you clean your house. Make sure everything clean, right?
Black eyed peas.
Black eyed peas. You put on. Okay, I can tell you 100. You come to green corn, it's the same thing we do. We just don't do it in the Gregorian year. That's his new year. We're doing practices out of sync when we were doing it. It's the same thing Native people do. That is green corn. You introduce new babies, family members. Everybody meet who? Big Mama. Because we're a matrilineal society. She runs the tribe. Right?
That's not a coincidence.
There's no coincidences. You clean your house. Make sure your house is clean. Because they say if you come into the new year.
Bad spirits. Bad
okay.
Too many correlations.
That's a tribal thing. We're just dancing with other people during the time of year they say it exists. During their time of doing it. Again, I'm
cooking
here to
up.
cause problems.
Hey, we're gonna keep causing those problems. Y'all, make sure, man, y'all are taking notes. Big Mama, right? We have movies like Soul Food. Growing up, my family till this day, I think we're on our 63rd consecutive year of family reunions every single time. But hearing your story, previous interviews, sit downs, talking about powwows 2 to 3 times a year, Black families still have those, right? So how can we correlate and like understand, hey, we still have those same traditions, ideologies. It's just we were told something different.
We just did. The thing that it's not even correlating no more. We are now individualizing our lives to the point where me, I don't have time. Me,
Yeah,
right.
separate.
And so we're looking now for acceptance from people who are not even related to us. See, the ceremony is now stopping. The family, the tribal unit is separating. We used to sit back, and this is within my time frame. I'm not that old, you know what I mean? I'm only 35, sort of, kind of, which is a lie, everybody. I'm not 35. But I grew up in a time where, of course, traditionally, as a Yamasi, we did it. But we also watch other people come together every Sunday and have what?
Sunday dinner. Yeah.
When the last time you've been to a family Sunday dinner? Every Sunday of the month.
Yep. Long time.
Most of us don't even do family reunions no more. We see each other on Facebook.
Yeah, that's it. Sunday dinner, I know for me personally, is probably like once a month max. Wow.
So we're getting away from our traditions, and this is a plight amongst all Native people. The argument now with Native people is they're losing their youth. They're losing their customs and tradition. See, the U.S. government has this plotted, and I can't make this up. Look it up again. They're saying in another 20, 30 years, there won't be a full-blooded Indian or no one that can be considered Indian anymore.
Wow.
Because what Native tribes say, which is what I want people of color to understand, you may be able to prove that you are tied to a historic tribe. You may be able to prove through Dawes Rolls, Freeman Rolls, or whatever rolls, Miller Rolls, whatever they're using, that you are connected to Cherokee, Seminole, Creek. You know what their thing is? Oh, well, if you don't practice your traditions, you're not Indian no more. You might well say you're black or you're white.
So it's not about the bloodline anymore.
And that's important to us. We need to understand that. Get back into your family traditions. Start honoring and recognizing your ancestors. Start having the family dinners. Start reconnecting as a unit. Because we're all going to get older. I don't give a damn how well you look now.
It's nature. Yeah.
You're going to get older.
Yeah.
And your values and what you believe in now, and this video probably will be another 100 years. Hopefully someone's playing this back. Everything you believe in now will not apply when you become 40, 50, 60 years old if you live that far. You're going to want the acceptance. You're going to want to be recognized for you being able to continue on when your friends and family members were dying through improper health, through going out and gangbanging, through car accidents. You want that acknowledgement to be called grandmama, grandpa, papa, mama, nana, whatever. You only can live on if you're acknowledged for your accomplishments, because the world isn't getting easier, it's getting worse. The world that we live in today, at my age, I would have never foresaw happening. What makes this message powerful that I have, and why we're picking up so many people, and someone recently said, why are we trending? Because my trend is family unity. Even if I died tomorrow, people are catching on that it's about unity. I don't care if you're white, black, Hispanic, Latino. We have all of those dynamics within the Yamasi people. But the question that I'm saying to everyone now is, get past that BS. They're telling us now there's aliens. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So what happens when there's an alien invasion? You think your color's gonna matter?
Nah, it's gonna be human.
It's gonna be human.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna see color. Yeah, hey, brother. You gonna see a white man's calling you brother, Indian brother calling you.
He gonna need some help.
Yeah. We all need help, damn it. Because they are technologically more advanced than us.
That's right. That's right.
Right? So let's get there now. Let's start that journey now. Let's honor our ancestors now. Let's pay homage to our ancestors now. This is the Native way. This is the way of thinking. This is the way of being in tune with the world today. Regardless of whatever I say, no matter how you take whatever I said and internalize it, and you say, damn, these people did this to our people, and you want to make this a racial thing. No, stop all that. What I'm saying to you is take the history, learn, understand it, identify yourself, stop looking for approval, but then let's Voltron up. Let's unify.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're more powerful doing this than we are doing this.
That's right.
We do this, we can have whatever we want. And this is not a American thing. I'm talking about the world. When we can do this, when we can do this, and it's be inseparable. When our women can start acknowledging the hardships of our men, the warriors, the ones that we sent out to battles. When we start acknowledging, see, that's a tribal thing. The matriarchs, the women. Men will give their lives. You don't have to have one baby from your girlfriend or your mate. But you, when that, baby, what's that? I don't know.
Go check.
You're going to go check. You're going up to give your life up. That's what an Indian would do. That's a warrior.
Wow.
No gun. Let's knuckle up.
Yeah,
straight knuckle, right?
That's it. Yes, sir. Yeah.
But what you're doing, you're giving her a chance to do what?
Run away if she needs to. Yep.
So our women have to start doing the right thing by our brothers. When you have a real man that's willing to give his life for you, your children, your existence, love him, acknowledge him. Brothers, when you have a real woman that has your back, or women that have your back, acknowledge them, give them what they need. Easier said than done because we get caught up in me.
Yep.
Me. But this podcast don't exist basically on you.
No.
This podcast, I'm looking at the brothers and sisters that's in here.
That's impossible.
It's impossible. We're more powerful as a unit than we are ever separated. And we are together because we believe in a thing. Those people who are here now believe in this. So what happens when it goes beyond podcasting? Because now we're part of the movement. Every one of y'all are part of the movement. You cannot not hear this. What happens when we start thinking outside of the podcast and start saying every conversation we need to have from this point on needs to be about that solidarity? Because if I have 1,000 people all saying and utilizing and recognizing the Yamasi, if I have 1,000 people that just give $1, not 50, not 100,
just one.
not 10, just one. That's $1,000 a month times 12.
12,000. Yeah.
That we use.
Just
not
off of
Sehku,
$1.
just off $1.
Wow.
See, the dynamics change when we start and stop thinking too big and start thinking big enough. This is the message of the Yamasi people. This is what we are really doing. This is who we are. This is what we did in the 1700s. This is what we did in the 1400s when they met us. This is what we did when they met our people on the shores and we taught them, showed them how to hunt, how to farm,
grow
how to stay safe. We have never changed as Yamasi people. That's why we was considered the fiercest of warriors. It wasn't just fighting, knuckling up, bows and arrows. The fierceness came because we had the ability to unite people through conversation. My ancestors said, hey, we can't keep doing this. We're taking L's. At some point in time, they will want the Yamasi to have no more land than a turkey can fly over. And if people ain't familiar with a turkey, turkeys don't fly that far. And that's what they did. That's what the war was about. That we gave and we gave and we gave and we fought and we fought and we fought and we believed and we believed. Some of us believed you all. Some of us believed, with the British. Some people believed the Spanish. Some people believed the French. We gave, and y'all just kept taking and taking and taking and taking to the point where it just disrupted and it just came too much. Because I can only poke you in your head too many times before you as a man, no matter how passive you are.
You gonna snap.
I'm a snap.
Yeah.
I'm a snap. And in summary, that snap eventually like, oh, we can't beat them. We got to write them out because our money is stopping now. Oh, y'all can't beat them? Oh, we can't send them money. We're not going to. And so that's what happened. But we as the Yamasi people, the message that we're giving is still about unity. This whole thing that we did today was about historical narratives that lead up unto still unity. Reconnecting with ourselves, paying homage to our ancestors, paying homage to your truth and your reality. But stop wanting to do it and trying to be by yourself doing it.
That's right.